Today is December 11, 2019, and today I'm doing the video here at the shop, Pixie Dust in Sarasota. I'm going to be showing you my screen in a second, and I'm going to be taking you through just a little bit about how to link up this full moon with your own natal chart if you don't know how to do that, and then how you might interpret what this full moon means in your own natal chart based on what I show you. It's just going to be basic, simple, but at least you'll have an idea. And then, as always, if you want to come on down to the shop, I'll be here all day, so let's get right into it. Here's what we're looking at. I have pulled up here on the left this transits chart for December 12, 2019. This is showing by exact degree 19 degrees Gemini. It's going to be opposing 19 degrees Sun, and that's going to happen tonight at 12:13 a.m. sorry, so, or rather 12:12 a.m. I did 12:13, so that's why we're a minute off. Either way, this is what's happening here. You can see that perfectly illustrates what the transits are going to look like. Now, these have a relationship with the natal chart, including your own. If you don't know what your natal chart is, you can come over here to Cafe Astrology. You can type in your name. We'll just do J. We'll do November 6th. Let's do 1999. Why not? Let's just play around with it. Let's see if this chart comes out with anything significant. Let's do Cape Elizabeth, Maine. There we go. And let's submit that. So that's how easy it is. You come over to Cafe Astrology, you type in your information, you pull up the chart. Here it's going to tell you by degrees where every single planet is. Okay, this is not that hard to understand. The first thing they tell you is what degree the sun is in. Okay, it's in the sign of Scorpio, it's in the degree, the 14th degree. So we're looking for things around 19 degrees, right? Because that is where we're going to feel the effects of this the most. At this point, it doesn't seem like there's anything, in a significant vicinity in this chart. So what we'll do is we'll go back, because I'd like to get you a better example. I just wanted you to be able to see. And then we'll use December. We'll use, let's say, 22nd. And then we'll go to 6 p.m., 12, birthplace, Cape Elizabeth, Maine, just because it's my girlfriend's name, I like it. And we'll submit this. This should have aspects that are much more in the vicinity. We got Mercury in Sagittarius, we got Venus in Aquarius, we got Uranus in Aquarius at 18 degrees. Of course, it's not going to let me scroll all the way down, so we're going to have to go back to our list of charts. So it saves your charts for you. It'll allow you to go back to your list of charts. You can go to 1222 natal horoscope, and then you can scroll all the way down. That's going to show you the chart. Now, most of you will not be able to read this, so don't worry about that. Come over to here, see what your natal planets say, and see what degrees that they are in. Now, aspects typically within 5 degrees of one another are going to be felt in some way. With the full moon, you probably want to do aspects that are almost exact. In this case, we have within about a degree 18.15, 19 degrees 52 minutes. So within a degree or so, we have this full moon and this Uranus on the right side. So what's going on here is we have a trine between them because they're air signs. Now remember, if a sign is of the same element, then it's a trine within those degrees. If they're both fixed, they're both in a fixed sign, so like let's take Leo and Taurus, they'll be within 90 degrees. That'll be a square less harmonious. Okay, now it's hard to see that writing there because it's red. I should probably change the color. Let's go green. All right, now you have let's say you had Aquarius here and you had the full moon about a degree after it here in Gemini. Now a trine means that these flow harmoniously. Now you have Uranus, which is like a higher octave of Mercury and also said to be a higher octave of the Sun. Now what you see here is a harmonious aspect that's 120 degrees. So if you were looking at your chart, you might assume the qualities of Aquarius were going to be triggered, your Uranus and Aquarius, and the qualities of Aquarius were going to be emphasized along with the qualities of Gemini in the full moon. So how one might interpret that is we might say, okay, well, there might be a shock wave, or there might be some sort of awakening, which is Uranus, a dissolving of old patterns and habits of restrictions. Aquarius does not like restrictions. So the full moon would bring about people, circumstances, situations, and environments which would trigger the dissolving of old patterns and habits. But in this case, it would be time to start to build new structures because of the harmony of the aspects, to create new connections and to further maybe metaphysical studies at this time. Uranus in the chart is naturally conjunct to Venus at 16 degrees. So a Uranus-Venus conjunction is going to feel a little bit modified because you have a conjunction in the natal chart right there between Uranus and Venus. Okay, your values, Venus, are going to be involved in some way. In a way, these relationships are going to be teaching you about yourself, Venus. And the awakening could be as to what you actually value versus, and what relationships, Venus, you might value versus what relationships you've been engaged in. And maybe there should be a clearing out of, Uranus, those relationships. That is obviously a basic interpretation, but I wanted to take you through it because it's important that you understand that we're just basically looking at the degree that this full moon is taking place at, which happens to be the 19th degree of Gemini. And anything within a degree or so of that in your own chart is going to be awakened. Now, if you don't have anything, like the first chart we pulled up, nothing was visible. Obviously, we're not looking at midpoints. We're not getting that serious about it. But just to be sure, we want to look at it and say, even if you didn't have this, it's not that nothing would be happening, it's that something would be happening. You would still be dealing with the polarity of Sagittarius and of Gemini. The Sun, in this case, in Sag, the will, wanting to use inductive reasoning to follow its imagination, to begin to live a more mythical, archetypal life. The moon seeking security through its environment, through book learning, through deductive reasoning, and how these two should combine. Sag already knowing the answer, intuition, and the moon trying to figure out by building up the pieces of the whole. When you can combine each one and you can follow your intuition, Sag, and allow the pieces, the information to fall in line, Moon and Gemini, then you will begin and take a step on the blending of this polarity in a harmonious fashion. So I hope that information was helpful. As always, I'll be at Pixie Dust today from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon now. So come on down here to Pixie Dust, Sarasota, Florida. I'll link to them in the description. If you want to make an appointment to sit with me next week or, the week after, you can always call up and do that as well if you don't want to walk in. Bring your birth information. We got a lot to go over. If you like this tutorial, let me know what you think down in the comments and what I missed or what areas of the charts that you might like me to expand upon in future videos, and if you like this style. So, alright, I'll talk to you soon.